Hello, friends. I am so excited to introduce to you my good friend Kimberly Hausmann. I was speaking to her on the phone the other day, and first of all, she's my transformational leadership coach from InsideOut Institute. But I was speaking to her on the phone the other day, and she had this amazing story. And she said she wanted to tell me about it. And I said, well, why don't we do it in an interview? So here's my beautiful friend Kimberly to tell you this amazing story, and you are going to definitely want to listen to the story. Go for it, Kim.
Awesome.
Thanks for
Thank
coming.
you, Lori. I am so incredibly proud of you. Watching your journey and your transformation has just been really beautiful. So I'm so proud of you and thank you for having me on. It's such a beautiful story. And for the people who haven't been following my journey, I was given up for adoption. And the analogy that I'd like to say is I was raised as a sheep, but I'm really actually a lion. And it's just this journey of finding out that you're really a lion when you're told that you're a sheep. And so I wanted to share with you that literally less than a week ago, my biological family, my father's family, found me, my second cousin Amy. And by the DNA and the time and the place, we were able to find my biological father. So it's just walking through that journey of, we have a DNA blueprint that is given to us at birth. Even though I was raised like a sheep, I always knew I was a lion. And this is what it looked like. So my adoptive mom, she was really, it was hard for her to want me to find out about my lioness. And so I would try to roar and it would scare her. So she'd say, "Stop it, you're a sheep." And I'm like, "But I don't feel like a sheep." And so I would try, I'd be out in the public and they'd say, "Wow, you're such a beautiful lion." I'm like, "I am? No, I'm a sheep." So it just kind of sets you up. And, we're just going to be talking about, finding your true identity. DNA is such a beautiful thing. And talking to my biological father, he's a badass lion. So it even goes down to my hair. So when I was being raised by my mom, which is my adoptive mom, she always cut my hair off because I literally was like Willy Wonka in the chocolate factory because she didn't know how to handle it. So what I realized is my hair has been my identity. So as I've healed and have become healthy and happy, my hair is finally growing and finding my biological father. I have pictures of him that look just like me, the same style of hair and everything. So that's kind of the quick version of the story. There'll be more videos I'm going to be doing as I'm walking through it in real time. I mean, we literally FaceTime each other and we're just like staring at each other. Like he is the guy version of me. I know that could be a little scary, but it was just so awesome to finally learn that I'm a lion and I'm just in my full potential of being a lion right now.
I am so excited to hear that. And I can't wait till we get together again. We got together in Chicago a few months ago, and I want to see all these pictures. I heard this story and it almost brings tears to my eyes. I'm so excited for you. Oh my gosh. I
Yeah,
mean, so did you register with somewhere for your DNA or something? For somebody to
yeah.
find you?
So 11 years ago, I found my biological mother, and she had given me a name of who she thought, the possible father was. And so I had that DNA in ancestry.com or one of the DNA places. And I actually manifested finding my biological father. Todd Cahill encouraged me to do an exercise for manifestation. And honestly, I really wasn't a big believer. Meditation was a little stretch for me, and I kind of mastered that. And I told him, I said, if I'm going to try this manifestation thing, it's going to have to be something really like burning bush to get my attention. And 2 weeks later, I get a text message from my second cousin. I actually was collaborating with a lot of people on Clubhouse, and I just gave my phone number out to this amazing lady. The phone literally rings. I thought it was her. I bumped her to the text message, and I said, "Hey, girl, I'll call you back in an hour." The message came back and said, "No worries. I found your DNA in Ancestry.com. I am your second cousin from your biological father's side."
Oh my
2
goodness.
weeks.
So did
So
she know
I
then who he was?
no, she
Not
actually
yet.
is looking for her biological father, but we matched as second cousins. So
Oh
she
my
helped me
gosh.
walk through the whole DNA tree, which is massive. And we were able just to keep going and narrowed it down and narrowed it down and narrowed it down to my biological father. And he did not know I existed. So literally less than a week ago, he found out, surprise, 52-year-old, 5'7", 180-pound baby girl.
Oh my God. Ah,
And he's the nicest man. He's beyond excited to get to know me. We're constantly on the phone, staring at each other, comparing stories. He's in the wellness industry of 45 years. I'm in the wellness industry. When I lived in Hawaii, I was a nanny for a year, and I tried to stay a little bit longer over there in Kailua, Hawaii. I lived in the same town he lived in and didn't know
oh
it.
my goodness.
And the crazy
Wow.
thing is, Lori, I did when my contract was up and I had to leave, I was crying like my heart was being ripped out. But I thought it was just because it was Hawaii and it was a beautiful place. No, I energetically, my DNA and bone marrow knew that my biological father was there, but I didn't know.
Did you ever like
Yeah.
pass him on the street, do you think? Do you think you ever
Well,
like met eyes in any stores or anything, not knowing back then?
I possibly, because he's very well renowned in that town. He knows a lot of people. I'm really looking forward when I visit him because I knew the places that I went all the time. I'm sure I probably walked past his place and didn't know it. But when he called me for the first time, when I heard his voice, it was a sound in a song that my bone marrow just felt so warm and loving. So I know if I would have passed him or something, I would have felt it.
Yeah.
So I don't
Wow.
know.
That is
Yeah, it's
such an amazing story. I get goosebumps listening to that story. I am so happy for you. So he lives in
thank
Hawaii,
you.
and
He lives in Hawaii.
when do you when do you think you'll get to go there?
I'm really hoping
You're
in a couple weeks, no later than 30 days. The connection that we have already virtually, I can't imagine being in his same energy because he's so high vibe and so great energy. He literally is the guy version of me.
right. Yes. Oh,
It's
wow.
crazy how I was raised nurture versus nature.
Yeah.
The blueprint that has guided me my whole life. I always knew that I was different. I'm on
Yeah.
channel 11. My family was on channel 7. We couldn't hear each other.
Right. Right.
But
Yeah.
my DNA makeup from my biological father and my biological mother has made me who I am today.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Oh, that is such an amazing story. Do you know about what you're doing for a living here, like with the Inside Out Institute and transformational coaching and all that?
He is beyond excited. He's so like, I can't wait to hear and collaborate with you. He wants to share with his 45 years of secrets of all that he does. I want to share with him all that I do. It's just beyond beautiful.
Wow, that is so exciting. What kind of healing methods does he use there? Have you spoken about that with him?
Yeah, so he does internal like cleansings and all things internal just to clear out all the toxicity. He has all different modalities in his practice that he uses, and he's actually formulated himself. He's been on the cutting edge of all things removing toxins. He's sending me this fiber that he has formulated to help once you do get that cleansing to just keep all of that stuff moving. So it's like all that internal stuff. So that's what he
Right,
does.
yeah. I think you're going to blow his mind with the emotion code, though. I think he's going to love that. That's going to be awesome. Don't you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah. I
You're
tell him that
excited?
I get
Yeah,
rid of head trash. Yeah. So
yeah,
excited. And
yeah.
it's another really cool thing is a lot of the features that my kids have that I don't have or their dad doesn't have is all from my biological my father's side. Like my boys are 6'5" and probably 6'6" by now. There's two men in the family that were 6'9".
Wow.
My two sisters, I have two more sisters and a brother now. They look like my kids. I see my features in them. It's just a beautiful thing, and everybody is having an open mind and open heart, which, for 30 years in the beauty industry, they tell us everything, girl, right? They tell us everything. And so I've had a lot of men and women tell me that they haven't had good adoption stories or reunion stories. And I'm so incredibly blessed to have my biological mom open her heart and her home and that family. And then now a new biological father just finding out about me, opening up his heart and his family. I'm truly incredibly blessed.
I think a lot of this awesomeness of it, though, has to be because you're ready for it now. You know what I mean? Like your heart wall has been cleared, your emotions have been cleared out. You're probably the best version of you that you've ever been in your life right now. And you
Yes.
are so loving and kind and open to it. And then you meet him, and it's a wonderful thing. If you meet them with when you still have like a heart wall, maybe you're not ready. You know what I mean? You might not be as open, but now you're so ready, and that's so exciting.
Yeah, and
I
I'm
mean, you
glad you
probably would have
brought
always
that.
loved it.
Uh,
Yeah.
no, honestly, I'll be honest with you, probably not, because I was reliving my self-abuse and trauma story. I'm rejected and I'm abandoned.
Right.
When you're constantly living your trauma story, you think you're always going to be rejected and abandoned, right? And that's so, finding my biological mother, that was really hard. You're always worried about being rejected and abandoned. I'm not going to say that that never crossed my mind, even though it was a beautiful conversation. He calls me out of the blue, and we have a beautiful, beautiful talk. There's always that fear. Even though my heart wall is open and I'm healed and happy, you always have that little doubt, kind of like when you put your hand on the stove and you get burned. You go by the stove and you're really aware of not burning yourself. So I do have an open heart and open mind. I know if it would have been any sooner than now, I probably wouldn't have had an open mind with it. So I believe in divine timing. I'm now a believer in manifestation, and I'm just so looking forward to walking out this journey, however it's supposed to unfold. It's just awesome.
I am so happy for you. I mean, I couldn't be any happier. Can you tell me about what you are, um, what am I going to talk about now? I just love this story. It's so amazing. But can you tell me about the
Yeah.
Inside Out Institute and what you love so much about the Inside Out Institute?
Yeah. So I entered the Inside Out Institute as an emotion code practitioner, but I quickly learned through walking through the 12 battles, the you versus you from Todd Cahill, that I actually had an inner leadership in me, which goes back to the lion. I kind of was a little sheepish, but I learned to roar in a safe, supported environment to where you could not only remove the head trash and trauma, you're poured into and having the leadership to guide you. So the Inside Out Institute helped me find my voice. And now I get to talk to men and women all over the world, help them remove the blockages that hold them back, help them to remove that trauma that, doesn't allow them to be in their full potential. And so I'm a transformational leadership coach, and you are my amazing client. So thank you for
Yes.
just making it
Yes.
so easy. And it
Mm.
just really has changed my life. So I had to pivot. I was in the beauty industry for 30 years, and we were the first to be let go and the last to go back. And I started my wellness journey about 8 years ago, and I just decided I'm going to retire from all that and just completely go into coaching and healing and just really, by my trauma is my testimony and helping people, not waste so many years of that head trash that goes on in your head, which goes into your relationships. I was in that constant trauma, self abuse relationships. And I just want to help men and women not be, so bogged down with all that crap. That's my journey.
Yeah. Well, I want to help young girls not have all the head trash in their minds because I have lived way too long of a life without believing in myself. And it really feels good to even just get a little glimmer of a spark of belief in yourself, because now I know it's just going to keep on growing. And I have watched you grow since I've known you. And I know we've already spoken that you've watched me grow. And I have a
Yeah.
long way to go, but it is just so exciting to be on this
Thank
path
you.
together. I just love it. I'm so excited.
Me too. Thank you. And thanks for sharing this. There's a lot of men and women out there that don't know their parents. And I've even had people say, well, I know my parents and I was still rejected and abandoned. And I get that. But you don't have to play that trauma story in your head by having emotion code, body code sessions, by hiring a coach. I mean, well, not everybody, athletes have coaches, but we are in our life. Why can't we have a coach for our life? I mean, we need a coach to help us grow. And I just was under that belief system that I wasn't worthy of a coach. But why not? Why not? It wasn't until I hired a coach and I invested in myself that I was able to go to that next level.
I agree. I always thought, oh, I can't afford to pay for that. I can't afford to do that. But you know what? The best investment that we can make is the investment that we make in ourselves. Because the better we get and the better we feel about our own selves, the more love that we can pass on to the other people. I just hired an emotion body code practitioner once a week for my own self. We can heal ourselves, but you know what? It's so much better when an outsider does it, because they can get to everything that you can't see yourself.
Yeah,
And
that's so
my
true.
healer is amazing. And I have a healer for my dog as well, once a week. And I am just so excited because we are getting better. The inside out. We're healing from the inside out.
Yeah, healed and happy is the new anti-aging. Everybody's like, girl, what are you doing? It's called owning your own bullshit and being happy. This is no cream. It's
Exactly.
called
Right.
happiness.
Happiness is beautiful, isn't it? Oh, happy
It
is the new
is.
beautiful, I think.
It
Absolutely. And I
is.
think everybody is on a path to be happier. What can you do to be happier? And I feel like with the emotion and body code, when you remove the negative attractive emotions, then you have space to fill it with positivity. You leave room for the more positive emotions to come in, and then you're vibrating at a higher level, and it feels so good.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, Kimberly, is there anything else that you would like to share with our people today as we're on this little interview for you? I see Austin in here and Stephanie and Dami is watching. Hello, people. Hello, our friends. We love you.
Hey
These are all
guys,
your friends too.
yeah, absolutely. I'm not able to see it on my end, but let us know where you're listening from. If you have any questions, we'll happily answer them for you. We're going to leave a little gift in the comments. I'd love to offer you guys a complimentary coaching call. I call it a connection call. Would love to connect with everybody on here. I'll put my information in the comments how to connect with me as well. So thanks for having me on. I love talking about it. I'm still in shock. I mean, in such a good way. So thank you for, hopefully
Oh, I love
someone's out
it.
there listening that, wants to have that, connection story, and maybe they could live it through me, or I could help them, remove that head trash as well.
Well, this is going to be on a couple of different locations, so you may get some comments and questions from other places like maybe YouTube or Instagram as well, Kimberly. So I'm so happy
Awesome.
that you came on, and I hope that this helps somebody out there because I just think you're amazing. I love you, girl.
Thank you. I love you
Girl.
too. Girl, hey girl,
Okay.
hey, hey
Hey,
girl,
girl.
hey.
Love you.
I love you too.
See you later.
Bye.